Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to officially welcome you to episode 252 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. Hoping that 2018 has gotten off to an amazing start for you. It has gotten off to a roaring start for me and Team Ask Dr. Angela. So what's good? What's been going on? Did you manage to dig yourself out of all that snow that we got? Man, we got slammed on the East Coast. Honestly, we had so much snow that even our snow people didn't make it out, which meant that my wife and I had to get out there, shovels and all, and shovel ourselves out of the driveway. It was like crazy. I hadn't shoveled snow in years, but it was a lot of fun too. It was the first time in many years. I mean, honestly, since we've been in New Jersey, I'm always like touting to people, oh, people in Jersey don't know what real winter is like. Remember, I'm a Midwesterner, I'm from Ohio, and in Ohio, we get a lot of cold and a lot of snow. This stuff that we get in Jersey doesn't even really count. But this year, I'm going to give it up and say that it definitely counted. So we built lots of snowmen, snow angels. We had big snow piles that served as kind of like forts as my mini-me and I threw snowballs at each other. It was so much fun. So jumping right into today's topic, I was recently asked, Dr. Angela, what are embarrassing questions that gynecologists get asked the most? And honestly, I didn't really quite know how to answer it because there's nothing that's really embarrassing in my office. You know what I mean? I mean, we really literally talk about everything. No holds barred. There is nothing that you can't bring to me or that we can't bring up as a normal topic of conversation. So in trying to answer this question, I'm going to say probably the most embarrassing questions for people to ask are actually normal physiologic things like, oh my gosh, Dr. Angela, can you look at my breast? Does one look bigger than the other? Or can you look at my vagina, my vulva? Is this normal? I've got these folds, I've got these lumps, these bumps, I've got this discharge. And so really, a lot of what I do is explaining what normal anatomy is supposed to look like. And normal covers a whole spectrum. I mean, yes, it's normal to, perhaps have one breast larger than the other, one labia slightly larger than the other. Everyone, we all have discharge. I think I've mentioned in the past that discharge is one of those topics that so few people talk about. We all have it, but no one wants to talk about it, So a lot of it has to do with body image. And, women, we're very sensitive about how we look and we want to make sure that everything is okay. Other things that I'm commonly asked about are, oh my gosh, sometimes sex is really painful. Is that normal? And depending on what the cause of the pain is, it might be normal, it might not be normal. So, I mean, anything and everything goes when you come into the OBGYN's office, at least if I happen to be in the office. So there's not too much that's taboo or embarrassing. I think that the biggest thing is just providing an environment where women feel safe and like they can open up to you and just say what's on their mind, which is what we do over here at Ask Dr. Angela. It actually really happens to be one of the reasons that I love this platform that I have, Ask Dr. Angela, because it allows you, women, and really any and everyone to ask questions that they might otherwise be embarrassed, to ask about, anything ranging from infertility, periods, the normal stuff that's viewed as, keep it in the closet type of things. None of that applies here at Ask Dr. Angela. So that leads me to this. Thank you so much for all of your questions. They are literally pouring in. They're pouring in so much that I can't keep up with them. So if you asked, and if I haven't responded to you via email, or if you haven't heard your question addressed on the podcast, it is definitely coming, okay? In closing, I just want to thank you all so much again for all the love, all the support, all the questions, all the comments. They are all taken very seriously and they mean more than you know. We've got a ton of stuff slated for this year. We're going to be featuring more guests on the podcast at your request, and I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to have an amazing lineup for you, ranging from midwives to topics on infertility and specialists that are in that particular realm. We have just a ton of really exciting things coming for you. Not to mention, I am finally releasing my pregnancy book. I pretty much sat on this for like a whole year, and it's finally time to just get up off of it and get it to you. And if I must say so, it's pretty flipping amazing. I can't wait for you all to read it. There will be some opportunities for you guys to get an advance copy, review it. There will be more to come with regards to that. In closing, have I said in closing like a ton of times? It's just that I have so much to say. But in closing, keep those questions coming. You know how to reach me, www.askdrangela.com. That's AskDrangela.com. Click on the question mark and you can leave your question there, or you can direct message me on any of our social media venues. That's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. In closing, I'm going to leave you with something that I actually ran across on my Twitter account, and I thought it was pretty amazing. It says, when you look at a field of dandelions, you can either see 100 weeds or 1,000 wishes. I know what I see. I see 1,000 wishes. So let's get to blowing. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Looking forward to reconnecting on episode 253 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.